Welcome to where we rear our fish. So here we do them in tanks, but basically this is a nursery for rearing the fingerlings up to about 4 months. After 4 months now we transfer them to the growth ponds where they grow to maturity. So the benefit of having fish in greenhouse is that you're able to maintain very high temperatures, whereby the fish become very active and they're able to feed and grow faster. So here, if you're doing a fish to maturity, you can do tilapia in about 7 months. It will be ready for market. That is a weight of about 300 to 400 grams. And for catfish, it goes up to 9 months. It will have a weight of about 800 grams to 1 kg. But that also depends on your feeding, so you should really feed it well, because again it's a very aggressive when the temperatures are high. So another thing we do here, we also incorporate azolla farming. So azolla does well with the fish because it is able to uptake the ammonia that is being released by the fish. So in a way we are able to purify our water. But you can also intensify this and even have more numbers in the same amount of water if you are able now to have systems of cleaning the water, recirculating the water, and even maybe blowers to have more oxygen inside the water. So for fish farming is a bit expensive to venture into, because again you have to have large numbers in terms of now having big ponds or many ponds, and have an element of consistency in your production, because as you know, fish will take from 7 to 9 months to grow, so you need lots of them in terms of and in different ages and sizes. So that will enable you go into market and now do it as a business. So for us, we are a bit small scale, as you can see, but the main reason why we keep the fish here is for recycling of water. So all the water we use in this farm for farming purposes, it must pass through the fish. And the reason behind is that we do that so that it can enrich the water with minerals that are beneficial to our crops. And again, we also do organic fertilizer production. So the water from the fish, which is very rich in nitrogen and phosphorus, we are able now to use it to fortify our fertilizer and improve the quality of our fertilizer. So apart from fish, selling it for meat, it can be a good way in your farm, even in your own small ways, to recycle your water and improve productivity in your farm for your crops and others. So if you have fish water, you can use this as a top dressing. You don't need to go for CAN, and it is very, very, very organic. So for fish keeping, doing it as a standalone, it is a very costly venture, because for you to do a pond that can hold up to maybe 3,000 fish, it can cost you about 150,000, so which is a bit costly. For the tanks, as you can see, they are also expensive. It's about 19,000 each. And if you don't have the huge numbers, now you need again to have a lot of them for you to venture. Thirdly, water. You have to have clean water, because as you understand, it's the environment within which fish grow. So you have to have a lot of water in case you are not recycling. And again, if you are doing the recycling of water using the machines, again now the cost of setup goes up. But if you are able to go with the machines, the purifying machines, the blowers, you can do a very small space, can give you a lot of fish. Like for now, this pond can only hold about 200 mature fish. But if you have the blowers, you can go even up to 800. So you can see the difference that technology and all these machines bring about here. So that's where we are looking to go, so that we can commercialize the business. But for now, what we do is fish recycling. Apart from selling the few fish we have, most importantly, it helps us in recycling the water and enriching it for organic fertilizers. I will show you later. So for fish farming, once you've set up and you're good to go, it's very easy to do, because the only thing you have to do is feed the fish, and that only takes you maybe 30 minutes in the whole day. Maybe feeding them twice or thrice a day. You'll only need per feeding maybe 10. And again, fish, they are very therapeutic. You watching them feed and stuff like that, it relieves a lot of stress, and yeah, it refreshes your mind a lot. So in terms of management, it is very easy, because again, they don't have, unless you maybe deliberately or accidentally contaminate your water, that's the only point you have an alarm when it comes to fish farming. But if you can evade or remove that risk of contamination of water, fish don't have diseases that can maybe interfere with them. So the only thing is feeding, and the feeds are a bit costly. But again, you can, as you can see here, we do black soldier fly, we do the azolla farming. It really helps us cut down on costs. Yeah, so during harvesting or even sorting, we do a lot of sorting here because of the sizes and ages. What you have to do is just drain the water. As you can see from this tank, we have an inlet and an outlet. We just drain the water and collect the fish easily. So it's very easy harvesting when you have the water tanks where you can control the water levels and such, as compared even to open ponds where you need a big net. But even in grow out ponds, you also need to drain the water for easier harvesting. Yeah, and mainly here, especially for tilapia, we do monosex, and I would advise anybody going to do tilapia farming to do monosex fish, because tilapia start breeding at a very young age, and they are aggressive breeders, and they incubate their eggs in their mouth. So once they start breeding, they won't have time to feed. So you will never get a big fish. And again, when the eggs hatch, you will have very high numbers of fish, because one tilapia can lay up to even 300 eggs. So it will overpopulate your pond. There'll be stress on oxygen, on water. So you'll never get fish that a market size fish. It will be very difficult. But for these ones, if you have monosex, they'll just grow to maturity very fast, so that you're able to sell them. The only trick is that you should have them in huge numbers and in different stages, so that you are in the market, you don't disrupt your market. So for monosex, it's done at the hatchery level, whereby there's a hormone that is introduced when they are young. So that one converts them to almost at 98%. It converts all of them to males, so that they are not able to interbreed. Yeah.